Welcome back. Today we're taking a close look at 6 fascinating Lincoln 1-cent coins that every collector should know about. The 2009 Formative Years Lincoln Bicentennial Cent, 1966 Lincoln Memorial Cent, 1967 Lincoln Memorial Cent, 1968 D Lincoln Memorial Cent, 1973 S Lincoln Memorial Cent, and 1977 D Lincoln Memorial Cent. We'll explore their history, unique features, rare era varieties, and how their values can vary depending on condition, from circulated examples to high-grade mint state or proof coins. Some certified error coins and exceptional specimens have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Before you spend your Lincoln pennies, watch this video to learn what makes these coins special and what collectors are looking for today. Let's get started. First up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Formative Years Cent with no mint mark. Although millions were produced, certain examples have become highly collectible, especially those with striking errors, exceptional eye appeal, or certified high grades. Even rough-condition coins can attract collectors who are trying to complete a Lincoln Bicentennial set. Stay with us as we explore the history, design, unique features, rare varieties, and today's market values that range from just a few cents to hundreds, and in exceptional cases, even thousands of dollars. The story of this coin begins in 2009, a year that marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909. To celebrate this historic milestone, the United States Mint released 4 special reverse designs representing different stages of Lincoln's life. The second design, known as Formative Years, symbolizes Lincoln's youth in Indiana, where he developed his character, work ethic, and love of learning. This unique design replaced the familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse for part of the year, making it a special one-year-only issue that collectors continue to seek. The reverse of the Formative Years cent features a young Abraham Lincoln sitting on a log during a break from rail splitting while reading a book. This image beautifully captures Lincoln's determination to educate himself despite living in difficult frontier conditions. The inscriptions include United States of America, 1 cent, and EPLURBUSUNUM. The artwork tells a powerful story about perseverance, making this one of the most meaningful Lincoln cent designs ever produced. On the obverse, the coin continues to feature Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the cent since 1909. A coin without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike Denver coins which display a D, or San Francisco proof coins with an S, Philadelphia circulation coins from 2009 do not carry any mint mark. Because Philadelphia struck hundreds of millions of these cents, ordinary examples are common, but that does not mean every coin has the same value. Your coin's condition plays a major role in determining its market price. A rough condition example may show heavy wear, scratches, discoloration, stains, dull surfaces, and flattened details. Most coins in this condition are worth only a small premium over face value because of their high survival rate. However, collectors often keep even worn bicentennial cents because they represent a special chapter in U.S. coinage history. If a rough coin also displays an unusual mint error, its value can increase significantly. One of the reasons collectors love the 2009 Formative Years cent is the possibility of finding mint errors and die varieties. Off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and dramatic misalignments are among the most desirable errors. Even circulated examples with genuine mint mistakes can sell for impressive prices because error collectors value rarity more than condition in many cases. Many people believe every 2009 bicentennial cent is valuable, but the truth is more interesting. Most circulated coins trade for only a few cents to around $1. Attractive uncirculated examples often sell for several dollars. Certified mint state coins with strong eye appeal can bring $20 to $100, while high-grade certified examples may reach several $100s. Rare error coins and top population certified pieces have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and collector demand. If your coin has no mint mark and appears heavily worn, don't assume it has no value. Examine it carefully under bright lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the lettering, unusual shapes, off-center strikes, missing design elements, or cracks running through the design. Small details can make a dramatic difference in value. Many collectors have discovered valuable varieties only after closely inspecting what appeared to be ordinary pocket change. The composition of the 2009 Formative Years cent is another interesting feature. Like other modern Lincoln cents of the era, it is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. The coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Although the metal composition is common, preserving the original copper color and avoiding corrosion can help maintain collector interest, especially for uncirculated specimens. The Lincoln Bicentennial series consists of 4 different reverse designs: birth and early childhood in Kentucky, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and presidency in Washington, D.C. Many collectors enjoy assembling all 4 designs from both Philadelphia and Denver. Completing a full bicentennial set has become a popular collecting goal, helping sustain long-term demand for these unique 2009 cents. Today's coin market continues to reward collectors who understand grading and rarity. A rough-condition 2009 formative years cent with no mint mark usually sells for face value to around $1. Better circulated examples often bring $1 to $5. Brilliant uncirculated coins may range from $5 to $50, while certified premium examples can exceed $100. Rare mint errors, dramatic doubled dies, or exceptional certified specimens have realized hundreds and occasionally several $1,000s at auctions, depending on rarity, certification, and buyer demand. Collectors also recommend storing these coins properly. Avoid cleaning your coin because polishing or scrubbing can permanently damage its surface and reduce its value. Instead, place it in a coin holder or protective flip and keep it in a dry environment. Even if your coin is only worth a small premium today, preserving it correctly ensures it remains attractive for future collectors. Another reason the formative years cent remains popular is its educational value. The design reminds Americans of Lincoln's determination to learn despite limited opportunities. Every time collectors study this coin, they are also reminded of the life lessons Lincoln's story represents: hard work, honesty, perseverance, and self-improvement. This historical connection gives the coin meaning beyond its monetary value. As more collectors build Lincoln cent collections, interest in the 2009 Bicentennial series continues to grow. While millions of examples still exist, pristine high-grade coins become harder to find each year because many have entered collections or suffered circulation damage. This gradual reduction in top-quality surviving coins may help support collector demand over time, particularly for certified examples and genuine mint errors. Before spending any 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial formative years cent, take a few moments to inspect it carefully. A coin with no mint mark in rough condition may only be worth a modest amount, but if it features a rare error or outstanding characteristics, it could surprise you with a value ranging from hundreds to even thousands of dollars. Every collector knows that remarkable discoveries often begin with an ordinary-looking penny. So check your pocket change, coin jars, and old collections. You never know when your next valuable Lincoln Bicentennial cent might be waiting to be found next up. The 1966 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is one of those coins that millions of Americans have handled over the years without giving it a second thought. At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary copper penny, but many collectors know that certain examples of this coin can be surprisingly valuable. If you have an old 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent, without a mint mark tucked away in a coin jar, family collection, or pocket change, you may want to examine it carefully before spending it. While most circulated examples are only worth a small premium over face value, exceptional high-grade coins and rare error varieties have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. In today's video, we'll explore the fascinating history of the 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent, its unique features, the factors that determine its value, and why collectors continue searching for this classic United States coin. The story of the 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent begins during a unique period in American coinage. During the mid-1960s, the United States Mint was struggling to keep up with the growing demand for coins. A nationwide coin shortage caused many Americans to hoard coins, believing they would become valuable in the future. To discourage collecting by mint location, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from circulating coins between 1965 and 1967. As a result, every regular 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent was struck without a mint mark, regardless of where it was produced. This makes the absence of a mint mark completely normal for the 1966 issue, yet it also marks an important chapter in American numismatic history. The obverse of the 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday, This design became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Lincoln's dignified profile is accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1966 to the right. Although millions were struck, collectors pay close attention to strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal, since these characteristics can dramatically affect a coin's market value. Turning to the reverse, the coin displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparro. Introduced in 1959, this reverse replaced the classic wheat ears design and remained in use until 2008. One remarkable feature is that if you look closely with magnification, Abraham Lincoln's statue can actually be seen sitting inside the memorial. This tiny detail made the Lincoln Memorial cent famous among collectors because it is one of the few coins in the world to depict the same person on both sides of the coin. Well-preserved examples with crisp architectural details are especially desirable. The 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent was struck in a bronze alloy, consisting of approximately 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. Each coin weighs about 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Since copper was still the primary metal used before the composition changed in 1982, these earlier memorial cents have a distinctive reddish color when preserved in original condition. Even coins found in old condition can retain attractive details, making them appealing to collectors who appreciate vintage American coinage. Although billions of 1966 cents were produced, condition remains the single most important factor in determining value. A heavily worn coin found in circulation may only sell for a small premium, but an example with minimal wear, strong luster, and sharp details can command significantly higher prices. Professional grading services evaluate these coins using the Sheldon grading scale, where mint state examples receive the highest grades. Coins graded M-65, M-66, M-67, or higher become increasingly scarce and valuable because so few survive in exceptional condition after decades of circulation. Collectors also search for fascinating mint errors on the 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent. Some examples display off-center strikes, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or double die characteristics. These manufacturing mistakes occurred during the minting process and create unique coins that often sell for impressive premiums. Depending on the rarity and visibility of the error, prices can range from a few $100s to several $1,000s. This is why experienced collectors carefully inspect every old penny before deciding whether to spend or preserve it. Another feature that influences value is the original color designation assigned to copper coins. Professional grading companies classify copper cents as brown BN, red-brown RB, or red RD. Coins retaining their original bright red mint color are considerably scarcer than brown examples because copper naturally darkens over time. A fully red 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent in high mint state condition may sell for several $100s, while an exceptionally preserved top population example can achieve prices reaching into the thousands of dollars at major auctions. Current market values vary widely depending on condition and rarity. An ordinary circulated 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent in old condition may be worth only a few cents to a couple of dollars. Attractive uncirculated examples often sell for around $10 to $50. Better mint state coins can bring $100 to $500, while premium certified specimens may exceed $1,000. Rare error coins or superb gem quality examples have realized several $1,000s when offered through major auction houses. The combination of condition, eye appeal, certification, and rarity ultimately determines the final selling price. One reason collectors remain fascinated with the 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent is that it represents an era when the United States Mint was adapting to unprecedented economic pressures. The removal of mint marks, combined with soaring production numbers and nationwide coin shortages, created an interesting historical backdrop that continues to attract numismatists. Owning a 1966 cent is like holding a small piece of American history that reflects the challenges and innovations of the mid-1960s. If you believe you have a valuable 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent, examine it carefully under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for strong details in Lincoln's hair, sharp lettering, unusual doubling, off-center strikes, or other minting abnormalities. Weighing the coin with a precise digital scale can also help identify unusual planchet errors. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning often reduces collector value by damaging the original surfaces. Instead, store it safely in a protective holder until it can be professionally evaluated if necessary. Professional grading can make a significant difference when selling a valuable coin. Certified examples from respected grading services provide buyers with confidence regarding authenticity and condition. Because the difference between one grade and the next can represent hundreds or even thousands of dollars, accurate grading is essential for maximizing value. Collectors are generally willing to pay higher prices for certified coins because they eliminate uncertainty during a purchase. Whether you're an experienced collector or someone simply checking old pocket change, the 1966 Lincoln Memorial Cent reminds us that valuable treasures can still be hiding in everyday places. Old coin jars, inherited collections, estate sales, and forgotten piggy banks have all produced remarkable discoveries over the years. While not every 1966 penny is worth a fortune, finding a high-grade example or a genuine mint error could lead to an exciting and valuable surprise. The popularity of Lincoln cents continues to grow because they combine affordability, history, and the thrill of discovery. Every year, collectors search through thousands of pennies, hoping to uncover a rare variety or exceptionally preserved specimen. The 1966 Lincoln Memorial Cent without a mint mark remains one of the most recognized coins from the Memorial series, and its historical significance ensures lasting interest among collectors worldwide. Next up, the fascinating 1967 Lincoln Memorial Penny with no mint mark. We'll explore its history, unique features, how to identify valuable examples, and the current market values collectors are paying today. Stay until the end because one small detail could make all the difference between a common penny and a highly desirable collectible. The 1967 Lincoln Memorial Cent was struck during an interesting period in United States coinage history. Following a nationwide coin shortage in the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from circulating coins to discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted pieces. As a result, every Lincoln Memorial Cent produced in 1967 was issued without a mint mark, regardless of where it was struck. Designed by Victor David Brenner on the obverse with Abraham Lincoln's portrait and Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial reverse, the coin continued the beloved design introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1967 on the right. The reverse showcases the famous Lincoln Memorial, with United States of America around the top, EPLUOBUSUNUM above the memorial, and 1 cent boldly displayed below. One remarkable design feature is that Lincoln's tiny seated statue can actually be seen inside the memorial with magnification, making this one of the few U.S. coins to depict the same person on both sides. The 1967 Lincoln Memorial Cent was produced using a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Unlike later copper-plated zinc cents introduced in 1982, the solid bronze composition gives the 1967 penny a richer color and greater durability. Collectors especially appreciate original examples that still display bright red surfaces with little or no circulation wear. Although over 3 billion examples were minted, rarity is created by condition rather than mintage alone. Most surviving coins circulated heavily, making well-preserved specimens much harder to find today. Coins with full original red color, strong strike details, and minimal contact marks become increasingly scarce in higher mint state grades. Collectors are also willing to pay premiums for certified coins, graded by professional grading services. Some of the most valuable 1967 Lincoln Memorial Cents are error coins. Collectors search for double die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, broad strikes, and dramatic misaligned dies. These minting mistakes occurred accidentally during production and can significantly increase a coin's value. Even a circulated 1967 penny with a dramatic error may sell for several $100s, while spectacular examples have achieved prices reaching into the thousands, depending on rarity and condition. If your 1967 Lincoln Memorial penny is simply in good circulated condition with no errors, its value usually remains modest. Many examples trade for only a few cents above face value because they are still relatively common. However, attractive original coins with pleasing color can often sell for several dollars, especially when collectors need them to complete Lincoln Memorial Cent collections. The story changes dramatically for uncirculated examples. Mint state coins with original red surfaces become much scarcer as the grade increases. Certified coins graded M-65 red frequently sell for tens of dollars, while superb gem examples graded M-66 or M-67 may bring several $100s. The finest certified specimens with exceptional eye appeal have realized prices reaching into the low thousands of dollars at major auctions. Collectors carefully inspect every 1967 penny before deciding its value. They examine the color, strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and overall eye appeal. Coins retaining their original brilliant red color are generally more desirable than brown examples. Sharp details on Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial also contribute to higher collector demand and stronger market prices. Professional authentication plays an important role in determining value. Coins certified by respected grading companies such as PCGS or NGC often command much higher prices because buyers can trust the assigned grade and authenticity. A common coin may only be worth a few cents, while an accurately graded top population example could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars due to collector competition. Proper storage can preserve the value of your 1967 Lincoln Memorial cent. Never clean an old coin, as cleaning usually reduces collector value. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder, avoid touching the surfaces with bare fingers, and keep it in a cool, dry environment. Original surfaces are always preferred by serious collectors, and preserving those surfaces can make a substantial difference in future resale value. Over the years, exceptional 1967 Lincoln Memorial cents have attracted strong bidding at auctions. Ordinary circulated examples remain inexpensive, but beautifully preserved red coins and significant mint errors have sold for hundreds or even several $1,000s. These impressive auction results remind collectors that condition, rarity, and demand, not simply age, determine a coin's true market value. Many 1967 pennies remain hidden in old coin collections, piggy banks, inherited jars of change, and forgotten boxes. Because the coin has no mint mark, some people mistakenly believe every example is rare. In reality, the valuable pieces are those with outstanding preservation, unusual mint errors, or exceptionally high certified grades. Taking a closer look at your coins could reveal an unexpected treasure. As of today's collector market, a typical 1967 Lincoln Memorial cent in good circulated condition is generally worth only a small premium over face value. Attractive uncirculated red examples often range from $10 to over $100, while premium certified coins can sell for $300 to more than $1,000. Rare major error coins and the finest known examples have achieved prices reaching several $1,000s, depending on certification, rarity, and buyer demand. The 1967 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent without a mint mark is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While most examples remain common, rare high-grade coins and dramatic mint errors continue to excite collectors and bring impressive prices in today's market. Before spending any old penny, examine it carefully for outstanding condition, unusual errors, and original surfaces. You never know, your ordinary-looking 1967 Lincoln Memorial cent could be the hidden collectible that transforms a single cent into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Next up, the fascinating story of the 1968 Lincoln Memorial cent, exploring its history, unique design, minting process, valuable features, grading standards, rare varieties, and the current market values that make this coin one of the most interesting Lincoln Memorial cents to collect. Stay with us until the end because one tiny detail could dramatically increase the value of your coin. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial cent was struck at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States was experiencing tremendous social, political, and economic change. Abraham Lincoln had remained on the obverse of the cent since 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of his birth. The reverse continued to feature the famous Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the memorial reverse became one of the most recognized coin designs in American history. Millions of Americans handled these coins every day, but very few survived in pristine condition, making high-grade examples increasingly desirable. The obverse displays Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1968. Just below the date appears the D Mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint as the place of production. On the reverse, the magnificent Lincoln Memorial dominates the center, with United States of America 1 cent and EPLUIBUS UNUM surrounding the design. Under magnification, collectors often admire the crisp architectural details of the memorial, including the tiny seated Lincoln visible between the columns. Like other Lincoln memorial cents of the era, the 1968 penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Because of its high copper content, these coins often develop attractive red, red-brown, or brown surfaces over time. Collectors place the highest premium on coins that retain their original brilliant red mint color, especially when the surfaces remain free of wear, scratches, and discoloration. The Denver Mint produced more than 2.8 billion Lincoln cents in 1968, making this one of the most common issues from the Lincoln Memorial series. While the coin itself is plentiful, truly exceptional uncirculated examples are surprisingly difficult to locate. Most entered circulation immediately after striking, where decades of commerce caused scratches, discoloration, and wear. Coins preserved in original mint rolls or carefully stored collections are the examples most sought after by today's collectors. An uncirculated 1968 penny has never experienced normal circulation. Such coins still display their original mint luster, sharp details, and vibrant surfaces. Professional grading services evaluate these coins on the mint state scale from MS60 through MS70. As the grade increases, the rarity and value can rise dramatically. Coins graded MS65 red, MS66 red, MS67 red, and above become increasingly scarce and often sell for significant premiums compared with ordinary circulated examples. Several characteristics make certain 1968 pennies especially valuable. Collectors search for coins with blazing original red color, full mint luster, sharply struck lettering, strong Lincoln memorial details, and virtually flawless surfaces. Coins free from contact marks and spotting are much harder to find than many people realize. A beautifully preserved example with outstanding eye appeal can easily outperform average pieces in the marketplace. The real excitement begins when collectors discover mint errors. While most 1968 pennies are normal circulation strikes, a small number exhibit collectible mistakes such as off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, die chips, struck-through errors, or dramatic broad strikes. These unusual production errors can significantly increase a coin's value. The rarer and more visually dramatic the error, the greater the collector demand. Today's market values depend heavily on condition. A typical circulated 1968 Lincoln Memorial cent is generally worth only a few cents. However, attractive uncirculated examples often sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars. Certified MS65 red coins commonly bring tens of dollars, while MS66 red pieces can reach around $100 or more. Premium quality MS67 red examples may sell for several $100s, and exceptionally preserved registry-quality coins have realized thousands of dollars at major auctions when demand is especially strong. Experienced collectors carefully inspect every 1968 penny under magnification. They evaluate the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the completeness of the memorial columns, the brilliance of the original mint luster, the quality of the strike, and the absence of scratches or stains. Original red color is especially important because copper naturally darkens with age. Coins retaining full mint brilliance are considerably more valuable than those that have turned brown. One of the biggest reasons some 1968 pennies command large prices is population rarity at the highest grades. Although billions were struck, only a tiny percentage survive with nearly perfect surfaces after more than half a century. Competition among advanced collectors assembling top-ranked Lincoln Memorial collections creates strong demand for the finest certified examples, pushing auction prices far beyond the value of ordinary coins. If you own a 1968 Lincoln Memorial cent, begin by checking that the D mint mark appears below the date. Next, inspect the surfaces under good lighting. Look for brilliant red color, sharp details, strong luster, and any unusual mint errors. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can permanently damage the surface and greatly reduce collector value. If your coin appears exceptionally well preserved, professional grading may be worthwhile. Proper storage is essential for preserving copper coins. Collectors typically keep valuable Lincoln cents in protective holders, archival quality flips, or certified grading service slabs. Coins should be stored in a cool, dry location away from humidity, fingerprints, and harsh chemicals. Careful preservation helps maintain original surfaces and protects long-term value. Although the 1968 Lincoln Memorial cent is not rare in ordinary grades, premium quality uncirculated examples continue to attract collectors because truly outstanding coins become harder to locate each year. As more collectors compete for top condition pieces, certified high-grade examples may continue to appreciate over time. Collectors value these coins for their historical significance, beautiful design, and outstanding preservation rather than simply their age. The 1968 D. Lincoln Memorial, 1 cent, proves that even a coin produced in the billions can become surprisingly valuable when preserved in exceptional condition or featuring a rare mint error. While most examples remain inexpensive, uncirculated coins with brilliant red color, outstanding eye appeal, and top professional grades can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's collector market. Before spending any old Lincoln Memorial penny, examine it carefully. You might discover a hidden treasure sitting quietly in your own collection. Next up, the 1973's Lincoln Memorial 1 cent is one of those fascinating U.S. coins that often goes unnoticed in old collections, coin jars, and family albums. At first glance, it may appear to be just another ordinary penny, but many collectors know that certain examples can be worth far more than their face value. If you have a 1973's Lincoln Memorial cent in fine condition, or perhaps an even better preserved example, you could be holding a collectible coin with surprising value. In today's video, we'll explore the complete history of the 1973's penny, its unique features, minting background, rarity, valuable errors, and the current market prices that range from just a few dollars to hundreds, and even thousands of dollars for exceptional examples. Make sure to watch until the end because one small detail could completely change the value of your coin. The story of the 1973's Lincoln Memorial cent begins at the San Francisco Mint, one of the most famous U.S. mint facilities. During the early 1970s, the San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof coins for collectors, but it also struck a limited number of business-strike Lincoln cents carrying the S Mint mark. In 1973, approximately 319 million circulation-quality pennies were produced at San Francisco. While this number may sound large, it was much lower than the billions struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Because of the smaller mintage, collectors have always paid closer attention to the 1973's penny, especially well-preserved examples that survived decades of circulation. The Lincoln Memorial cent series itself has an important place in American coin history. Introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial replaced the famous wheat ears design that had been used since 1909. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the Lincoln Memorial reverse remained in production until 2008, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. By 1973, Americans had become very familiar with the memorial design, yet collectors today recognize that many coins from this period have become increasingly desirable because of their age, condition, and occasional minting errors. One of the easiest ways to identify the 1973's penny is by locating the small S mint mark beneath the date on the obverse. This mint mark confirms the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, with the tiny seated Lincoln visible between the central columns under magnification. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and weighs approximately 3.11 grams. Because these coins were produced before the copper composition changed in 1982, many collectors appreciate their solid bronze appearance and historical significance. When discussing a 1973's penny in fine condition, the coin typically shows moderate wear across Lincoln's hair, cheek, coat, and the highest points of the memorial. However, the major details remain visible, and the lettering is still strong and easy to read. A fine-condition coin generally has more collector appeal than heavily worn examples, especially if it has attractive natural color without corrosion, heavy scratches, or environmental damage. Coins with original reddish surfaces often command stronger prices than dark brown examples, although attractive brown coins can still be desirable. Current market values for a normal 1973's Lincoln Memorial cent vary greatly depending on its condition. A circulated fine-condition coin generally sells for around $0.25 to $2. Extremely fine examples often reach $3 to $8, while about uncirculated coins may sell for $10 to $25. Mint state examples with strong luster frequently command $40 to over $150, depending on certification and eye appeal. Superb gem coins graded MS67 red or higher by professional grading services have sold for several $100s, with some exceptional registry quality examples reaching well over $1,000 because of their outstanding preservation and rarity in top grades. One reason some 1973s pennies become so valuable is the presence of mint errors. Error coins are highly sought after because they are much scarcer than normal strikes. Collectors actively search for off-center strikes, die cracks, die breaks, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and dramatic strike-through errors. Even relatively minor mint errors can increase a coin's value substantially. More significant errors, especially those authenticated by professional grading services, may sell for several $100s or even several $1,000s depending on the error type, rarity, and overall condition. Collectors should also carefully inspect the coin using a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for doubling in the lettering, unusual die markers, repunched mint marks on varieties recognized by specialists, and any signs of striking abnormalities. Although most 1973s pennies are common, discovering a legitimate collectible variety can dramatically increase the coin's market value. Professional authentication is recommended before assuming any unusual feature represents a rare mint error. Color plays a major role in determining the value of copper Lincoln cents. Professional grading services classify copper coins into brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red, RD. Red coins retain most of their original mint color and are generally the most valuable. Red-brown coins display a mix of original red and brown surfaces, while brown coins have toned naturally over time. A 1973s penny graded MS66 red will often sell for many times more than an identical coin graded MS66 brown, simply because original red surfaces are much more difficult to preserve over decades. Another important factor affecting value is professional grading. Organizations such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins for authenticity, preservation, strike quality, luster, and eye appeal. Certified high-grade examples consistently attract stronger prices because buyers have confidence in the assigned grade. Many collectors searching for registry-quality Lincoln Memorial cents are willing to pay premium prices for coins graded MS67 red or higher. This demand explains why some seemingly ordinary pennies have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at major auctions. The popularity of the Lincoln Memorial series has also contributed to increasing interest in the 1973s penny. Many collectors attempt to complete full date and mint collections, covering every Lincoln Memorial cent issued from 1959 through 2008. Because high-grade San Francisco business strikes are harder to locate than many Philadelphia issues, demand remains healthy. As more collectors pursue complete sets, premium examples continue attracting competitive bids whenever they appear on the market. If you discover a 1973s Lincoln Memorial cent in your collection, avoid cleaning it under any circumstances. Cleaning removes original surfaces, creates fine scratches, and significantly reduces collector value. Even a coin that appears dirty may be worth much more in its untouched state. Professional collectors almost always prefer original coins with natural aging rather than polished or artificially brightened examples. Preserving originality is one of the most important rules in coin collecting. Searching for valuable pennies can be an exciting hobby because treasures sometimes appear in unexpected places. Old coin albums, inherited collections, estate sales, antique shops, bank rolls, and forgotten piggy banks have all produced collectible Lincoln cents over the years. While most 1973s pennies are worth only modest premiums above face value, exceptional condition, certified grades, or genuine mint errors can transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into an impressive collector's item worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. As of today's collector market, the finest certified 1973s Lincoln Memorial cents continue to achieve strong prices at major auctions. Common circulated examples remain affordable for beginners, but superb gem red specimens and dramatic mint error coins stand at the top of the value scale. This wide price range is exactly what makes coin collecting so exciting. The same date can be worth less than $1 in average condition, or well over $1,000 if preserved in extraordinary quality or featuring a rare production error. In conclusion, the 1973s Lincoln Memorial 1 cent represents far more than a simple copper penny. It reflects American history, skilled mint craftsmanship, and decades of collecting enthusiasm. Whether your coin is in fine condition, brilliant uncirculated condition, or displays a remarkable mint error, It deserves a careful examination before being spent. You never know when a small 1-cent coin could become one of the most valuable pieces in your collection. Next up, the fascinating story of the 1977 Lincoln Memorial Penny, exploring its history, unique characteristics, rarity, valuable errors, and the current collector market. If you own one of these coins, don't spend it until you've watched this complete guide. The Lincoln Memorial Cent was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, replacing the famous wheat cent design. The reverse featured the iconic Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparro, while Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Lincoln remained on the obverse. By 1977, the United States economy had experienced inflation, and 1-cent coins were produced in enormous quantities for everyday commerce. Even so, collectors today actively search for outstanding examples from this era, because condition has become one of the biggest factors in determining value. The D mint mark beneath the date tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. During 1977, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents, making the coin extremely common in circulated grades. However, finding one that survived in excellent, nearly flawless condition decades later is much more difficult. Coins that escaped circulation immediately after leaving the mint often display brilliant luster, sharp strike quality, and minimal contact marks, making them much more desirable among collectors. The 1977 Lincoln Memorial Cent was struck using a bronze alloy, consisting of approximately 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. It weighs about 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right, while the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial with the tiny seated Lincoln statue visible between the columns under magnification. This remarkable design remained one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history for nearly 50 years. Collectors examine every detail when evaluating a 1977 penny. They look for full original mint luster, clean surfaces, sharp lettering, bold Lincoln Memorial columns, strong details in Lincoln's hair, and an undamaged rim. Coins with attractive reddish copper color, known as red examples, usually bring much higher prices than brown or heavily toned coins. Even small differences in preservation can dramatically affect the final market value. Although billions were produced, very few examples survive in gem-quality mint state grades. High-grade coins are difficult because copper is a soft metal that easily develops scratches and bag marks during handling at the mint. A perfectly preserved coin graded MS66, MS67, or higher becomes much scarcer than the average circulated penny. This scarcity is what drives collector demand and auction prices. One of the biggest reasons a 1977 penny can become extremely valuable is the presence of mint errors. Collectors search for off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, cuds, repunched mint marks from earlier dies, strike-through errors, and dramatic die breaks. Some major error coins have sold for hundreds or even several $1,000s because each error is unique. A spectacular error can transform a common 1-cent coin into an extraordinary collector's treasure. So what is a 1977 Lincoln Memorial Cent worth today? A heavily circulated example is generally worth only a few cents because of its large mintage. Coins in excellent uncirculated condition commonly sell for several dollars depending on quality. Certified high-grade examples can reach $100 to several $100s, while elite registry quality specimens may sell for over $1,000. Rare mint errors and exceptional certified coins have the potential to bring even stronger prices at auction when collector demand is high. Professional grading services play an important role in determining value. Companies such as PCGS and NGC carefully evaluate strike, luster, color, preservation, and authenticity. A single point difference in grade can significantly increase the coin's value. Because of this, many collectors submit exceptional-looking 1977 pennies for certification, hoping they receive one of the highest possible mint state grades. Interest in Lincoln Memorial Cents continues to grow because they are affordable, historically important, and widely collected. Many hobbyists are attempting to build complete date-and mint collections, making attractive high-grade examples increasingly desirable. As more collectors compete for top-quality certified coins, the finest surviving 1977 cents become even more valuable over time. Believe it or not, valuable coins are still discovered in everyday circulation: old piggy banks, estate collections, inherited coin albums, and forgotten jars of change. Before spending any 1977 penny, inspect it carefully under good lighting or magnification. Look for unusual doubling, striking errors, brilliant original surfaces, and outstanding preservation. What appears to be an ordinary coin could actually be worth much more than its face value. Proper storage is essential for maintaining value. Never clean a coin, as cleaning usually lowers collector value. Instead, hold the coin only by its edges and store it in protective holders, flips, or capsules. Keeping the coin away from moisture, fingerprints, and harsh chemicals helps preserve its original surfaces and attractive appearance for future collectors. While not every 1970 penny is a fortune, exceptional examples have shown that quality coins can appreciate over time. Rare error coins and top-certified mint state examples often become more desirable as the supply of pristine pieces decreases. Many collectors enjoy Lincoln cents not only for their historical significance, but also for their long-term collecting and investment potential. One fascinating detail about the Lincoln Memorial reverse is that Abraham Lincoln can actually be seen sitting inside the memorial between the columns, making this one of the few U.S. coins to feature the same historical figure on both sides. Another interesting fact is that the copper composition used in 1977 would change just a few years later, when the U.S. Mint adopted copper-plated zinc cents in 1982, making earlier bronze cents especially popular with collectors. The 1970 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent proves that appearances can be deceiving. While most examples remain common, outstanding mint state coins, rare mint errors, and beautifully preserved red specimens can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's collector market. If you have a 1970 penny in excellent condition, examine it carefully before spending it. It might just be the hidden treasure every coin collector hopes to discover. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more exciting US coin discoveries and market value updates. Thanks for watching.